This is a clarion call for us today to create in our workplace a work culture where women's careers thrive, a work environment that is diverse, equitable, inclusive for all, and most importantly, where achievements are celebrated. A place of work where even the women's work of care is recognized and taken into account. Speaking about the judiciary, we are committed to workplace equality. We are dedicated to work across all genders, to understand the intersectionality of our workforce and eliminate stereotypes, discrimination, and bias. We must be wary of deliberate and conscious bias, particularly unconscious bias, which is insidious, because it leads to automatic preferences or stereotypes and is a major contributor to a lack of workplace diversity. We must unlearn gender bias, which manifests as preference towards one gender over another, and it often comes from deep-rooted beliefs about gender roles and stereotypes. Beauty bias is also one of those entrenched social behaviors that adversely affect women in the workplace. For instance, those of us who are attractive, and we must be very proud of ourselves, we are viewed as less competent than our male counterparts. And tall men automatically being treated like leaders over their short women counterparts. We make these assumptions unconsciously, and they make it difficult for deserving women to move ahead. So unconscious bias does not absorb people of discriminatory behavior. Therefore, we must all be mindful and aware of these biases. Only then can we see how erroneous it is to think like that, and that we have the ability to control those thoughts. Individual awareness must be underpinned by laws, policy processes, frameworks, and standard operating procedures that promote diversity throughout the workplace. These processes must be implemented because most of the times we have sexual harassment policies, but they are never implemented. Gender mainstreaming policies, they are never implemented. In the pursuit of gender equality, we must all shed the spotlight on issues that perpetuate gender inequality and also highlight the actions we will take to address these issues. We are all responsible for accelerating action towards gender parity. Thus, we must take it up upon ourselves to eliminate stereotypes, discrimination, bias, and to use inclusive language. This must be a collective action. No one can afford to be left behind unless they are willing to be on the wrong side of history. We must never fear to fight for better. Women must set their own boundaries and say, I will never tolerate violence, be it verbal, be it physical, or be it psychologically. We must be unapologetic about being the best versions of ourselves, and slowly we find that society always shifts to accommodate us. When we are achievers, they celebrate us. We must always remember that we grow when we lift other women up.